Hello, I'm filming you. Oh god, it's out of focus. Hi, I'm filming you. Well, not really. The tape drive is kind of empty. Me still need to get some tapes for these things. They don't sell them in Tesco's anymore, which is slightly annoying, but then the format is over a decade old. So we'll just shut this off, take off the battery. I'm surprised these batteries hold any charge whatsoever. They're not very good. But yes. So, this is what I've been wanting to do for a while. You also may hear the sound of fans. That is because I got my Cisco networking equipment and Freecom switch up and running. 2 laptops and the Raspberry Pi, although the Raspberry Pi doesn't have any fans. The 2 laptops do. Oh yeah, could consider that 3, but it's not part of the network down there. And I've got a Debian server I'm trying to set up. And I've never really set up a Linux server before. In fact, I've never really set up a server before, other than installed the operating system. Because at college, I only really got the joy of installing the operating system. The config was done by other people. What I do remember of it was that it was very dirt simple. It was a Windows server, so anything to do with Windows is generally dirt simple. Unless it's Windows 8, which has horrible user interface. So, upon celebration of like 280 subscribers and 43,495 video views, why not have a few shout-outs and whatnot? This was all supposed to be done ages ago, back on 255 subs, but I failed miserably. And we have a nice intro, which is stop frame once again, but I left the camera kind on the auto settings, so the white balance decides to change twice throughout the first part of the EEPROMs crawling along the carpet. You wouldn't believe how long it took to take each individual frame, especially that each frame of movement is actually the 30 frames a second. Insane. God knows how long it would take to get an ultra smooth one. Probably years. Took a while just for that bit alone. The other bits weren't so long because they don't contain so much movement and that. But even the beeb gets a bit of an appearance. Well, the beeb itself doesn't, but its output to the screen does. But anyway, I'm rambling. Shall we move on to thy shoutouts, where we should see an icon appear that they use for their user profile, which I'll probably stick an annotation-y type link on that, as well as there be links in the thingy-mabob below, along with the title. Why the hell did they move the titles to the bottom? Titles belong on the top. Grr. God damn it. Anyway, on to the shoutouts, which are conveniently on a notepad folder, because you can cut and paste them in there. Notepad takes no time to boot. Sorted. So, the first one is Raspberry Pi Beginners. It's basically about the Raspberry Pi, aimed for beginners, and discusses absolutely tons of useful things. Like, one that I'm actually going to do is the ability to do a USB to serial terminal. You can set it up with many different USB to serial devices, so basically plug in a hub, plug in as many as you need of these, 4 for me at the moment, hook it up, have the Pi hooked up to each individual one, SSH into it, and you literally have a router and switch configuration server. Sorted! And do you realise how much they cost, the official router config servers from Cisco? You're looking at close to probably what you pay for a car. It's a lot of money. And even second hand, it's like, there's nothing under 100 quid. Another thing is, and it's just loads of things GPIO, how to do that. A lot of the programming is in Python, so good if you want to get into Python as well. I would personally stick to C because that's what we're learning in Unix. But Python does seem to have a lot of similarities to C at the same time. The next one is someone I have actually shouted out before, but I still don't reckon they're getting enough recognition. Insert Disc B. They do a lot of retro gaming music stuff on this, like music editor included in some racing game or something like that. And it's brilliant. I don't reckon they're getting the recognition they deserve. The next one is Julie's Worth. Now she is an electrical engineer, pretty much self-taught, so like I've done with my electronics, taught myself everything I know. She pretty much did the same and is on a far higher level. She even has her own electron microscope. I mean, how awesome is that? Where would you even get one of those? I don't think science would be so willing to be like, say yes if I went to them, asked nicely if I could have their electron microscope. But once again, very electrical engineering type stuff. So if you like your electrical engineering or interested in learning something new, she does a lot of stuff that will be beneficial to you. A lot of interesting information. Next one, another electrical engineering channel, Mike's Electric Stuff. Rather than focusing though on the actual engineering of stuff, he tends to mostly do sort of retro tear downs of interesting and obscure electrical items. So here get all sorts of wonderful things. Like latest one was the airport scanner. You know, the airport X-ray machines. You stick your hand luggage in there, it goes through. They X-ray your video cameras and whatnot. He obtained one of them, played around with it, and then when he was bored of it, just tore it down, took it into bits. And it's mostly that sort of stuff, but he does do other stuff. Has his own pick and place machine, which is just plain awesome. I mean, who wouldn't want their own pick and place machine in their garage? Or I think it's in his study actually. I'm not sure exactly where it is in his house. The next one is Mrs. Knight or Mrs. Knight 5 or MSK Knight 5 if you want to pronounce it correctly and not the EEPROM 9 way of doing things. And of course, what does she do? Mostly computer based stuff, because she's a fellow computer geek, as well as a whole ton of stuff. There's sections of her channel which is about religious discussions, stuff on the BBC Micro, which I'm looking at over there. Raspberry Pi lives next to that. What else is there off the top of my head? I could actually look it up on the computer, but that's not half the fun. Excellent sense of humour, dark sense of humour in places, that's always good. I enjoy that. Has her own website, which is a fascinating read. I might actually do a link to that as well, so that might be appearing. I'm not going to point at where I'm going to put it because I'm just going to put it in the most convenient place possible. It could be there. It could be anywhere. There's thousands of pixels to choose from. Then we go on to UXW Bill. Now, I'm not exactly sure what he does as a profession, he doesn't say, but he's very much interested in picking up old computer equipment, old electrical equipment, and restoring it to working states and playing with it. He does his own live blog radio show thing, but it's normally on at so ridiculously late I haven't actually managed to catch up with one yet. And of course, it's just brilliant. Just my sort of thing. Like, he does a lot of like kitchen table electronic repairs where he gets some random bit of kit from somewhere and just fixes it up and buys stuff to just fix it and collects all sorts of bits. And I think he has a collection of computers, I'm not sure. Then of course we have the one person on this list I'm not subscribed to, Games Bloke. focuses on the retro stuff. I have watched some of his stuff though. For a while back he was trying to restore an ST. I think he's got it fully functional now. And he also does all your sort of gaming stuff, you know, your good old playing of games and reviews and whatnot. I don't think I've watched any of them yet. And of course, I reckon you should check him out, because what I have seen so far looks promising. And of course, last but not least, Your Linux Life, which is once again made by Michelle Knight, who's MSK Knight 5 for any conversions. Basically focusing on a channel for Linux. Now, because I'm doing Unix and that at university and actually playing with Linux myself and experimenting with it, that is very useful to me. Learning a few new things about it, allowing me to get more out of the Ubuntu install on my laptop here, because I also have Ubuntu, for those of you who don't know, dual booted on this. It's quite funny, because when I first did it was like sometimes when Windows would start up it would go. The fun of SD cards. I really need to get myself a little capture card for video capturing, for that specific purpose of capturing video from these so I can put it on the computer. Because stupid old everyone don't include the lovely iLinks that you can just link to a camcorder and then plug it into the computer and voila, you don't need to worry about dealing with crappy proprietary software, which is just an annoying pain in the arse. But anyway, digress off that quick little rant. Where were we? Ah yes, we were on Your Linux Life, weren't we? I've completely lost my train of thought thanks to that. But yeah, it does a lot of Linux and whatnot, and all that good stuff to help you learn, which is incredibly useful for me here at uni. And of course, oh god, that's just annoying when it makes you lose your train of thought. Yeah, but it'd be worth getting a capture device. You're not supposed to pick these up by the viewfinders, but they never seem to care. The other one's down there tried eating its mini DV tape, but I saved the tape, thank God. Listen. It's like, why is it for like DV tapes for a pack of 5? It's like 12 or 15 quid. It's not cheap. Then of course we have Debian Linux boot USB for the server. It's all that good. But yeah, they're all people you should check out if you haven't already, or worth checking out rather than should. Really should, it's like whether that's your interest or not. Blackcurrant minus the pims this time, because blackcurrant and pims will make you feel really sick. I was not well after doing that one. Not well at all. And I left everything unedited. I did not review. That's one of my drunk ones. I did not review the footage to remove some, because there was stuff on there I really wanted to remove. I didn't do that. Just search down the playlists, you'll find it. And pins and blackcurrant, not recommended. I drank like half a bottle or something in that video. No wonder it was completely and utterly wasted. I'm away with the fairies. Ugh. Actually, half of me is tempted to get pissed now, but I don't have any alcohol. I could drink my aftershave. You just know that would not go down well. I'll probably end up down the hospital. But anyway, before I continue rambling, which I can quite happily do for hours. Oh yeah. Over the Christmas period, in fact, a little bit before, I was getting requests done. Like, who was it? Someone, that's it, Troublemaster requested Mega Drive video. I got an overview of that before I went back over for the Christmas holiday, so an overview of the Mega Drive and everything I have for it that actually recorded. I still got to edit it and upload it. Well, I say edit it, but really it's going to be bang the pieces of the video together and then just upload them with a nice intro. And I might do a little outro, but that'll only be short. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.